Hey there, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thank you so much for checking me out. I love you guys. Today I'm going to talk to you real quick about, is there proof now of the multiverse? So, always an interesting topic, and on the channel Mr. MBB333. You could look it up yourself. Love that channel. If you're not watching this channel and that channel all the time, what are you really doing, right? So I like it because he just says it as it is. He's not interjecting too many things, and he's just reporting things, which is kind of like what I like to do, but I'm going to give you a little spin on it. So what he just displayed, I just watched on his channel, was that there was, I believe it was in Florida. I have to rewatch it again. I was watching rather quickly. But a meteor with a camera on the back of a house was filmed landing was filmed in the sky, and over a few months period, it was filmed 5 times, different, quote unquote, different meteors, and 2 of them were almost the same exact time, only 5 seconds apart. So if it was 11:43 p.m., let's say 0 and 11:43 p.m. in 5 seconds. So, and in fact, those 2 meteors were looked to be coming down at the same angle at the same time and towards the same tree in the video. Now, if we are really on a couple things, if we're on a revolving ball around the sun, on some kind of elliptical orbit in outer space, as everybody's been purporting to say, is that possible? It's possible, but the odds are so high that it's basically improbable, it's impossible. Now, you might be saying at first, like I did, oh, wait a second, maybe it's just kind of a meteor shower, and those meteors are just coming from the same place. Well, yes and no. So those meteors are coming through, but what they're saying is that it happened over a few months period at the same, angle at the same time, and it looked to be basically the same meteor. That kind of doesn't check out, because if the Earth's really rotating, and then if the Earth's moving, it would be in a different spot. It wouldn't be in the same exact spot in the sky unless the Earth is not moving at all. And that goes back to the dome idea. So as I understand it, there's only 2 explanations. One would be that we're under a dome, and the only way it calculates out would be the same kind of meteor falls at the same place because of something to do with that we're not moving. The other possibility, and there's certainly a third possibility, the very high astronomical calculation, I will say the third one, I'll go to the third one first. The third one would be that it just randomly occurred, and then there's just different meteors that happen to come into this, look to be this almost the same meteor, but they're just randomly occurring on different nights, almost the same time at the same angle. So that would be the second thing, which seems to be so highly improbable, it doesn't make sense. The third, I'll say the second one, but I went out of order. So the second one is that there are different multiverses. So in a different multiverse, you would be the one that'd be the quantum observer. So you would be in a non-localized quantum state. What that means is you're in all the possibilities of all the universes, multiverses, and then you're observing different occurrences. They're in fact the same meteor. So you're seeing the same meteor event, but it's occurring over different days, and from a different multiverse perspectives we're able to capture the footage. So I've spoken about this before on other videos, and this backs up that assumption. So I said from a quantum state, if you dealt in a non-localized state in a quantum universe, if you're just basically sitting there within all multiverses, and then you see an event, it would seem to be happening, perhaps because you're observing different multiverses, it would seem to happen like a meteor hitting over 5 different days over a few month period, exactly the same, almost exactly the same time, same angle. It would seem like you would be seeing different meteors, but in fact there's one meteor, but you see the universe that you're in is fractalized out, so you're observing it from 5 different basically multiverses. You're observing it because you're in a non-localized quantum state. So the in 1984, the CIA had a document that said that for those that, it was very interesting, it was talking about astral projection and all that, but it says that for people that have done that they would start to be detached from their localized quantum universe, and they would get basically, their head would be spinning because they would be seeing other observable multiverses because they would be in a non-localized state. So that just kind of puts the nail in the coffin in a way to talk about this, and it kind of explains that over we're actually observing over months of period of time that's meteor, but the one of the explanations, and again I'm not saying that this is the only one, but one of the explanations could be that it's the same meteor, but we're just observing it through, because we're dwelling in non-localized state, we're dwelling in the multiverse. So in the multiverse, you're going to see the same occurrence over and over. So you're going to see celebrities that are alive, and then they're dead, and then they're alive, and all this other stuff because of the multiverse. And the multiverse would mean that we have a higher, one of the things is that there would be a higher dimensional state, and that's why available, and that's why we're seeing these things and these occurrences because of that. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I gotta go. Like, subscribe, share.